Forget rain on your wedding day, free rides when you've already paid, and the good advice that you just didn't take. Because one of the most beautiful video games I've played this generation runs on the outdated and underpowered Nintendo Wii. Sorry, Alanis, but that is the definition of ironic. Don't you think? This is MURAMASA, the Demon Blade, a video game that, at least aesthetically, transcends what we consider video games. This is a stunning collection of interactive artwork with more elegance and polish and sophisticated style than the vast majority of games available today. Certainly those available on this particular platform. Developed exclusively for Wii by the acclaimed Japanese studio Vanillaware, MURAMASA blends modern anime with classical Japanese art and mythology. For the duration of its roughly 17 to 20 hours of gameplay, the world of MURAMASA is comprised entirely of layers of scrolling two-dimensional artwork, harkening back to a simpler era before polygons and bump mapping. Although its technique may be simple, its style is incredible. Vibrant colors seem to burst from every pixel of the screen as you traverse the game's snowy mountaintops, its amber wheat fields rippling in the wind, its thick bamboo forests blanketed with fog, and throughout its abundance of locations, MURAMASA continuously presents new environments brought to life by fantastic animation and meticulous detail. And each one of them seems more hypnotic than the last. And you know, it's not just the backgrounds either. Particularly for its massive bosses, MURAMASA's character design is some of the best I've seen in a video game. Like, ever. MURAMASA tells two dark and intertwining stories. One is about a fugitive suffering from amnesia and being chased for crimes he can't remember. And the other follows a young girl who's been possessed by the spirit of an evil swordsman who yearns for revenge. Now, before starting the game, you'll choose which character you'd like to control, and subsequently which of the bleak stories you'll follow. Now, the more you know about Japanese mythology and lore, the more comfortable you'll be with MURAMASA's tone. The game doesn't explain itself to those confused by its references to Japanese legends, but while prior knowledge enhances the experience, the game certainly doesn't rely on it. Even a confused gaijin should be able to figure things out. MURAMASA's controls, on the other hand, are a much simpler affair. Like many classic side-scrolling action games from decades past, the game gets by with only a few buttons. It supports the Wii's nunchuck attachment, classic controller, and even the GameCube controller, but across them all, the controls are still pretty basic. But some of the ruthless attacks and sword techniques they represent on screen are anything but. You see, what depth MURAMASA lacks in control is compensated for by the combat. The swordplay is fast-paced and presented as beautifully as the game's artwork. From stringing slashes together to juggling your enemies and performing magical attacks, the gameplay is frantic, fun, and often rhythmic, like poetry at the end of a glistening katana. But is this stunning mixture of art, poetry, and gaming for you? Well, if you're a fan of old-school beat-em-ups, MURAMASA's modern approach to the genre will probably appeal to you instantly. And the game also implements plenty of light RPG elements, which deepen the experience a bit. And of course, the game's stunning visual elements create a world that's almost impossible not to be entranced by. It's one of the best 2D games of its generation, it's one of the best games on the Wii, and for any self-described hardcore gamer, it's an absolute must-play. It's MURAMASA, the Demon Blade.